Eric. I'm a BMSc and MPH candidate, Masters of Public Health at Brock University. Today I'll be doing an exploration activity on ChatGPT 5's use as a mental health tool in crisis. This is a brief exploration. So my introduction. So ChatGPT is an advanced artificial intelligent language model developed by OpenAI. It is designed to understand natural human language and generate responses that are conversational. ChatGPT can assist with a wide range of tasks, including answering questions, explaining complex concepts, writing and editing text, solving problems, and offering creative ideas. Because it has been trained on vast amounts of information, it can provide informed guidance across many fields, from academics and research to professional communication in everyday life. So here I simulate some mental health interactions. A few of them were myself, and a few of them were common prompts that ChatGPT receives from clients or patients. And so I'll let you pause the video and take a brief look at the outputs that ChatGPT generates in response. So the conversational guidelines that ChatGPT follows, it affirms autonomy and resilience. These are two cornerstones of talk therapy. So it's important to incorporate those. It also models healthy thinking patterns. So if you present a negative thinking pattern to ChatGPT, it will present a positive thinking pattern to model in a few different ways or examples. Oppositely, if you present a positive thinking pattern, it will encourage that mindset, and which reaffirms that mindset. So it also avoids judgment. Carl Rogers said, "Unconditional positive regard is a hallmark of proper therapy." And so the fact that it employs this is very important. It also supports without giving clinical diagnosis. There's positives and negatives associated with that. So the positives are that it does not jump to conclusions, giving patients a diagnosis without all the information available. And this also prevents patients from taking means into their own hands in a way about their diagnosis. The negatives associated with that is patients have not yet seen a medical practitioner and won't receive a diagnosis if they require one. If they require psychiatric help or a medicine. So, last but not least, it encourages grounded self-reflection. My conversation with the program not long ago, this language model is designed to reflect your tone and who you are, but through a lens of having information available from the internet, which I find a way to develop rapport. So the sources it uses are the core evidence-based frameworks it uses is motivational interviewing, cognitive behavioral therapy, trauma-informed practice, person-centered therapy, self-determination theory, which includes autonomy, competence, and connection. So it searches a few of the sources you see below to generate its outputs, which makes it a valid source. So its usability. So it's easy to use. You type into the text box, of course, and it generates an output. The responses can be lengthy at times, which can be overwhelming during a mental health conversation. Professional mental health coaches would give more succinct responses that would be more easy to comprehend. While on the flip side, the abundance of models ChatGPT gives can be informative if you can extract your scenario from them. ChatGPT can also refer to the previous conversation to critically appraise what it was said so the patient does not have to repeat themselves. Of course, that's within the same conversation, but it's still important so that it can keep track of what you're saying over time. So the tone and language, like I hinted at earlier, it adapts its language to the user, which is so important to develop rapport. It's also complementary, as I indicated earlier. Conditional positive regard is so important. In the first line, no matter what you say, typically it will generate a positive outlook on what you said, and how you've come to something, someone, or help. And that's great. It also affirms what you're saying, which is very important. So that can be beneficial or harmful depending if you come with positive or negative mental framing. as it encourages you to be who you are. So there's limits and risks associated. So there's no clinical diagnosis or monitoring. ChatGPT cannot conduct structured clinical interviews, rule medical causes, or assess suicide self-harm risk. It lacks access to medical record and can't apply diagnostic criteria. So it cannot apply the DSM-5 to you, and it also cannot take initiative in preventing self-harm if you're hinting that that's an indication. So there's also no continuity of care. Unlike for a medical professional, which has follow-up appointments and can reach out to you, ChatGPT can take no initiative in your therapy. So that's another downside, because it's up to you to go to the source. So there's also a lack of context and nuance. Unlike a medical professional, which can detect subtle changes in tone of voice, body language, or other subtle effects, it cannot ask for more information or ask you to rephrase or detect subtleties like that to get to receive all the information available. So it also has accuracy and hallucination risks. It can generate outputs that are not backed by science, so to speak. So without human verification, this could misinform or delay. So most importantly, there's a dependence risk. Frequent users may begin to replace human support with AI interaction, especially if it feels non-judgmental or instantly available. Now, this is especially important because the hallmark of depression, anxiety, and so on is social isolation. So it's important that you receive social support additionally to this function. So my recommendation, which is a segue from the last page, is that you use ChatGPT in times of crisis to avoid those crises, or to calm you down, or whichever it might be. It will be of support, but at the same time, seek professional help from a real human and seek community engagement. Okay, so now I'll be open to questions from my MPH class as well as anyone on the internet. Thank you.